hints of Christmas past, but also whispers of a brighter tomorrow. Sacre bleu! Ooh la la. Heavens to Betsy. Get drunk off some German peaches? Bourbon peaches. Good morning, good morning. Hello, welcome to today's ultra realistic what I eat in a day video. Hope you're doing swell wherever you are, whenever it is. Yeah, it's breakfast, and I figured today, in the spirit of being realistic, I would show you my leftovers that I plan on eating for breakfast today. We got some oatmeal. This is like a apple spiced oatmeal, and it's yellow because there's some turmeric in there that I made yesterday. I often make large portions of oatmeal so that I can eat it for like 2 or 3 days at a time, so hence the leftovers. But leftovers can be a little boring, especially if you're eating them like several times a week. So I had this idea today to make some sort of fun, creamy, spiced, noggy emulsion sauce type situation to accompany my oatmeal. Drizzle it on top. I usually just do a splash of soy milk on my oatmeal when I'm eating it, but I felt like making it a little bit fancy. And how did I get this idea? Well, I am so glad that you asked. You know how like these fancy dancy chefs will serve you like a plate of plain old asparagus, but then they'll like pour over some like 59 ingredient, saucy, creamy, spiced, conglomerate, emulsion type magic sauce. And you're like, was that necessary? But you know what? It makes things fun. So I want to do something like that today. I want it to be so good that it makes me go, sacre bleu. We'll see. So here's my idea. I've got some soaked cashews. I actually didn't soak them. I just boiled them for 10 minutes because I forgot to soak them last night. And I'm gonna whiz a whole bunch of ingredients in a blender and see what happens. My hope is that I'll also be able to use this multi-purpose sauce as like a coffee creamer or something like that. So let's just give this a go. 1 cup of soaked cashews. We use cashews because they are touted for their creamy magic, you know, when you blend them into a sauce. And I also have a cup of soy milk. I could have used water, but you know, I figured a little extra protein, a little extra creaminess factor. And then I also have a little bit of leftover full fat coconut milk from a previous recipe I did recently. So I'm just gonna add like maybe a 1/4 cup. Just for giggles. A couple soaked dates for creaminess, not creaminess. Well, maybe they're gonna add some creaminess, but for sweetness. A nice hefty dusting of cinnamon. A nice little pinch, wow, it's a decent pinch, of nutmeg. Splash of vanilla. And a little pinch of salt. Okay, things are looking a little bit too thick, too creamy, so I'm just gonna add like a 1/4 cup of water and keep blending. Y'all, we have a situation, a delicious situation. This is so creamy looking. That's like the perfect texture, exactly what I was going for. Almost like, I guess I would say it is the consistency of like an eggnog, but okay. Obviously, we want to know how it tastes. It smells spiced and vanilla-like. I can pick up a little bit on the cinnamon and the nutmeg, which are kind of giving me little hints of Christmas past, but also whispers of a brighter tomorrow. Sacre bleu! Let's get this on some oatmeal. Well, isn't she just gorgeous, darling? Now it is time to taste all of the efforts that I put into this creamy concoction. Well, if my oatmeal was not creamy before, it certainly is now. Okay, overall success. I think the flavors are there. I could make it more spiced. I think it needs more cinnamon and more nutmeg. More reminiscent of like a snickerdoodle, you know? Ooh, snickerdoodle sauce. That's what this could be. Is it too creamy for oatmeal? No, it's perfect for oatmeal. If I were to drink this or put it in my coffee, I'm not sure it would blend the best. I feel like it just might be a little too thick. So we're gonna find out later though. I'm gonna try it in coffee. For now, I'm gonna go finish this beautiful jazzed up leftover oatmeal, and I'll see you during my workout. Okay folks, it's time to do my ab workout routine. It's good times. I'm down on my yoga mat, and I'm not gonna get too much into this workout because it's pretty straightforward. It's something I try to do about 3 times a week or so, focusing on my abs. And yeah, but if you guys wanna see more of my workouts, want me to get into like the nitty gritty, let me know in the comments, but I'm just gonna get right into it. So, do you guys remember that time in December when I said I was starting a 90-day fitness / healthy eating body transformation challenge? Remember that? Yeah, I remember that too. Well, I have some updates to share with you on that whole situation. Number one, I got a little bit sidetracked, a little bit derailed from my progress, mostly because I got really, really sick in December, pretty much throughout the whole holidays. Like 2.5, 3 weeks of December, I was down. I was out for the count. I was on death's door. Okay, maybe that was a little bit of an exaggeration, but it really sucked. I was like 3-ish, 4-ish weeks into like literally working out every day. I was eating healthy. I felt so motivated, and then I just got slapped in the face with illness and took me out. So what I'm trying to say is your girl is restarting her 90-day fitness challenge, healthy eating challenge, whatever we're calling it. And I'm coming back with a vengeance, and I'm actually really excited to start over again. And I'm like, not beating myself up about it. I know it was a little bit ambitious to start a fitness challenge in December just because it's December and it's the holidays and crazy eating all the things in sight. But anyway, I just want to kind of share with you guys really quickly what are my goals and how I'm planning to achieve them, okay? Overall, I want to reduce my body fat percentage, I want to increase my muscle mass, and I want to improve my BMR, also known as basal metabolic rate, also known as basically just boosting your metabolism. How am I gonna do that? Well, I'm so glad you asked. When it comes to diet, y'all know I love a good high protein diet, so I'm really gonna be focusing on high protein plant-based meals. I'm gonna try to hit like 100-ish grams of protein per day. I wanna eat a little bit lower carb, obviously higher protein, and a little bit more fat. So I'm gonna try and replace some carb calories with some more fat calories, because oftentimes there's a lot more protein in fatty items like nuts and seeds than with carbs. There's not a lot of carbs that have a lot of protein. So pretty much what that means is I'm going to be cooking and showing you guys how to use more tempeh, tofu, TVP, soy curls, lentils, nutritional yeast, nuts and seeds, hemp hearts, all the high protein plant-based awesome things that we have access to. And I'm also going to try and track my macros most days of the week. I know it's a little bit unrealistic for me to try and track my macros every single day. Trust me, I have tried and it is not easy. So if I can track my calories 4 days a week, I'll be very happy. And then when it comes to fitness, I'm going to be doing my old reliable P90X routine, which I do all the time. We're basically resetting and doing a full 90 days of the program, which means yes, working out 7 days a week. And P90X basically combines strength training, cardio, balance, endurance, flexibility, pretty much everything to help you get in shape. And I'll also be supplementing my daily P90X workouts with some additional cardio, because I'm really trying to use cardio as a tool to burn fat, build my endurance, and overall help boost my metabolism. So there's my update. Yay for starting over and new beginnings. On that note, I am going to go get myself ready to make some lunch because your girl is hungry. Hello and welcome to lunch. So today's lunch is nothing super fancy. In fact, it's actually leftovers. It's a leftover Moroccan lentil soup that I made the other day. I made a lot of it, and I actually did cook it in a previous What I Eat in a Day video where I made a whole bunch of recipes from Pamela Anderson's new cookbook. It was a super fun video. Highly recommend you give it a watch up here if you want to see how I made this soup. But I figured in this video, since I don't have a lunch recipe to show you how to make, what I would do for you is give you some tips on how to keep leftovers interesting, in particular soup leftovers, because I don't know about you, but when I make soup, I go gangbusters, and I make like a big, giant stock pot of soup that could feed 16 people for a whole week. It's a little overkill, but it's how I roll. It keeps me eating healthy throughout the week, gives me easy meals. Sorry, my bangs are like absolutely distracting me. And I just love having an easy, quick meal when I just don't feel like cooking or I don't feel like anything else. But as you probably know, eating the same thing over and over again for a whole week can get a little bit boring, a little bit dull. So I'm gonna give you 5 or so tips on how to keep your soups interesting and tasting fresh and fun throughout the week. Number 1 is to add crispy, crunchy texture, usually in the form of a crispy soup topper. A couple of my favorites are crispy chickpeas that I can just throw in the air fryer, season them however you like, or with some crispy shredded tofu. This is probably my favorite soup topper because it just adds amazing crunchy texture, and crispy air-fried tofu shreds make a great little grab-and-go snack. They're just nice to munch on, super flavorful, high protein and healthy as well. Plus it makes your meal a little bit more filling. My next tip is to add seasonings, like liquid or powdered seasonings. Add some extra garlic powder or onion powder or nutritional yeast. Or if you want some liquid seasonings, add a little squeeze of lemon juice or lime juice for a little extra acidity, a little extra pow, a little bit of tang. Or if you want some sweet and tangy balsamic vinegar, that's always incredible too. Thirdly, add a little fun kick with some hot sauce or some chili powder, something spicy. Some red chili flakes goes a long way. Just helps add a little bit extra flavor, a little bit of sensation in and around the mouth and throat area. And that's always fun. It's fun to have a little bit of sweat in your soup. That sounded gross. Fourthly, is to add some freshness, add some fresh elements like chopped fresh herbs, a little bit of dill, parsley, basil, sage, whatever you have, cilantro, really depends on the soup you've got, but freshness adds so much to a soup, or some fresh avocado, you know? And my last tip to keep your leftover soup interesting is to serve it with a grain, like put some rice or quinoa in your bowl, then pour your soup over, and then you can nuke it in the microwave. I love adding a grain because it adds a little more body, a little more texture, and it usually makes your soup a lot more filling, makes it like a real full stick to your ribs kind of meal. Anyways, I hope you found these tips helpful and that you use some of them. Let me know what are some of your tips that I didn't mention on how to keep leftovers interesting, how to keep soup interesting when you've been eating it for a whole week straight. Anyways, I'm gonna go make some crispy tofu toppers to put on my soup. We're going to be using the large whole side of the box grater. You're just gonna pop this in your bowl and you're gonna start grating your tofu. We're gonna drizzle 1 tablespoon of neutral oil and we're just gonna give this a little toss. We have 1 teaspoon of cumin and 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Add a little bit of salt and pepper as well. Pop her in the air fryer. We're gonna let this crisp up for about 20 minutes or so. Ooh la la. Yum, 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 yum. I ain't gonna eat no boring soup. No, sir. Hello, this is Janelle from the future. One day in the future, I actually totally forgot to have an afternoon cup of Jostariba. I guess I just didn't need it. So we're in the future and I'm now trying out the little creamer, whatever concoction I made yesterday. We're gonna try it in some Jostariba. And I am curious to see if it like kind of works well. As you can see, it's actually very, here, I'll move this over. It's very, very thick. And I think it's honestly way too thick to be a creamer, especially now that it's had a night to kind of thicken up in the fridge, but whatever. Let's try it out. I'm gonna add a few spoonfuls. I think it's probably just gonna sink to the bottom and maybe it might be a little chunky, but who knows? Okay, that's probably enough. Oh my God. What? I'm actually totally surprised. It's very milky, like coffee creamer, and I really thought that it would have just been kind of thick and kind of settle at the bottom, but it actually dissolved really well. I'm absolutely shocked. Having a seriously weird bang day today. Weird, it's like emo bangs, like circa 2008. Or Justin Bieber. Okay, now I gotta try this. This is the real test to see if this actually tastes good in coffee. That's great. That's great to me. It's nice and subtle, light, it's creamy, no weird mouthfeel. It's not chunky. It literally just looks, feels, tastes like a nice little coffee creamer. Success! Greetings and welcome to dinner time. Tonight's dinner is going to be something very special as we're doing a fridge cleanup dinner. Sounds like this could be a brand new game show that I could be the host of. Okay, I'm gonna open my fridge and we're going to go on a little adventure. We're gonna see what I can find to make a random throw together dinner because your girl's lazy and I don't feel like coming up with anything creative tonight, okay? I have the smallest amount of rice left, the most unfortunate amount of rice. I got a whole leftover thing of 2 different kinds of tofu. I have some of this. This is leftover tahini Pam sauce, and by Pam I mean Pamela Anderson. It's from my Pamela Anderson recipe video you can check out right up here. I have a whole thing of mushrooms that I should probably use up. I have 2 massive things of spinach. This one's starting to look a little bit unfortunate, so might need to crack into that one. And I have leftover tofu shreds from lunch today, which, by the way, I failed to mention that they absolutely taste like bacon shreds because I cooked them with smoked paprika. Oh, I love carbs. Okay, I need to wash some mushrooms, so let's not film that. It's not exciting. Okay, we chopped up a whole pound of mushrooms and I just tossed them in a little bit of this liquid savory soy sauce situation and some Old Bay. Love me some Old Bay. Now I just need to pop this in the air fryer for like 20 minutes and then my dinner should come together quite quickly. Bye-bye. If you have not had crispy air fryer mushrooms before, you're missing out, my friend. Here we are, folks. Here's my throw together fridge cleaner dinner bowls. Spinach, tomatoes, got some crispy air fried mushrooms, some extra crispy tofu shreds, some leftover tahini dressing and some spinach, and leftover tofu. Brad's got some rice. I've got some sweet potato that you can't see because it's buried. This is gonna be good. Bountiful protein and all sorts of random things that I have made work together somehow. Tastes like fridge. Truly a delicious dinner that was. And while I was just finishing up, you know, I felt like it was a little bit salty. Not too salty, but like enough to make me crave something really cold and refreshing. And then I remembered I had this jar of bourbon peaches that my cousin made and gifted me for Christmas. And I think it's time to crack them open. Yep, bourbon peaches, y'all. Shoot, I don't think I can crack this open on my own. Oh, Lord. How am I supposed to open this? It's been 45 minutes, but we got the peach jar open.
2 minutes.
Oh my God, these smell so good. Heavens to Betsy. That's a good Georgia peach. Well, on that graceful note, I'm gonna go finish these, get drunk off some German peaches, bourbon peaches. I'll see